For the 0.5.1 Flare release, we are excited to bring you a number of new features, some small, some large. The first you will see is when you open up the application, there will be a splash screen with a new Flare image, but also in this welcome screen, we have a release notes. So if we hover over this, we can click on it, and it will take us to a link to the release notes for this version. So I'm going to follow through here and give you guys some examples of each of these changes and new additions. So first of all, as I mentioned here, we have this release notes icon link. As I just showed you, that takes us to this screen. Additionally, we have a splash screen image that was added for the loading screen. So you'll see something nice like that. Now, I'd say the largest update that we have for this release is Prism Support. So we're very excited to bring this. We've spent a long time trying to get this in. For now, it is quite basic, but we will continue to refine it and improve it over time. So we now include support for prisms for both built-in fixtures and for imported GDTFs, which is super awesome. Prisms respond to all pre-existing functions that affect the beam, such as gobos, color zoom, dimmer, etc. We have three functions that are supported. We have Prism, which just changes the number of facets, Prism Position, which will change the rotation, and Prism Position Rotate, which is essentially a position animation. So let me give you an example of that. So if we go into Flare here, I'll start up a new show, load show, and we'll go into our generic fixtures here, and you can see that we now have a moving head dash prism. So I'm going to add that into the scene. I'll just do it on universe 1. And let's bring up our dimmer here. So here we go. We have our light. And if we scroll up, you see here we've got some prism. So I'm just going to bring this up, and let's make it 3. So here we already have 3 prisms, really simple. I'm going to just change the gobo just so that it's you can see sort of that it responds to other beam elements, beam functions. All right, so we'll stick with this one for now. If we go to our beam position, you can see as we move this, it'll actually rotate the prism position. And then for our prism position rotate, if I change this, we will actually get an animation rotation. So some pretty cool stuff here. I'm going to move these back to 127. Let me also show you that we have it supported for GDTF as well. So I'm going to remove that one, and we're going to go up here to import GDTF. Let's bring in the Robin BMFL blade. All right, go to imported GDTFs, drag this one in, and let's bring up our shutter and dimmer again. Shutter, dimmer. Let's make this 255, and I'll bring that zoom down a bit. Okay, so here we are with the imported GDTF. You can see also down here we've got our prism and prism position. So I'm going to change these again. Here we have 3 of them. I'll make my zoom a little bit bigger, and then we can add our gobos that are defined inside of the GDTF. And you can see we have some prism with gobos, which is pretty neat. So that's a new feature that we're excited to bring to you guys. And please, if there's any suggestions or comments or things aren't working right, please let us know in our suggestions portal or contact us directly. All right, so that is Prism support. Let's go back to our release notes. Next thing we have is some newly supported functions. For gobo, for position speed, and for zoom speed. So these are pretty common ones in GDTF, and you can see, at least in this GDTF here, we have our position speed. So this will change the tilt and the pan interpolation speed. So that's pretty cool. And the zoom speed will change the speed at which the zoom goes in and out. All right, so you can play around with those. Let us know if that's working as expected. Okay, The next thing we have are outdoor materials. So we've added a number of materials so you can start creating outdoor scenes. So let me show you how that works in this new version. So I'm going to open up a new scene here actually, load one that I already have. Okay, load show, and I'll bring my lights down. Okay, so as you can see, we have, what is this, eight spheres here, each with a different material assigned to them. So we have some grass materials, we have some stone materials, we have some dirt material, and so on and so forth. If you would like to use any of these materials, you can come over to the assets, we can go to materials and default, and here we've got grass, we've got gravel, we've got stone, and we have dirt, and I think also some asphalt here. Yeah. So for instance, if I wanted to change this to be some grass, I could just come over here to my material panel. Let's go to the grass here, click this, and replace. And so here you go. Now we have some grass. So this is a good start to making sort of an outdoor venue or outdoor scene. We will add more assets in the future to make that process easier, but that's this is some new support here. All right, back to the notes. Okay, next thing we have is, as requested in the Flare Suggestions portal, we have object type quick select. So what you can do is go into the world outliner, select an object of a type, double click it, and it will select all of the ones that are of that same type. So I can just give you a quick demo on that. So let's go to a new show. Let's go to our warehouse. And all right, so say I select these speakers. I can come up here and double click, and now we have selected all of the speakers. You can do the same with, let's say, these barriers. Double click the barriers, and now we can select them all. So that's a really nice selection tool to help you guys out in the creation process. All right, what else we have? A number of other things. Okay, so we have some small UI tweaks. So as you can see in the world outliner here, we now provide you the number of objects in the scene, just so you have a good idea of what sort of size of the scene is and the performance you may be getting out of it. We also now display the mode when you select a fixture. So for instance, I can select one of these moving heads up here, go into our DMX settings here, and you can see our fixture mode is color RGB. So that should be helpful in helping you keep track of the different modes your fixtures are in. And then just a couple small changes. We updated the thumbnail image for the cylinder for MVR. Now when you import multiple MVRs, it will rename it. A couple UX tweaks, and it's with grouping. And then some bug fixes. So when you import a GDTF, if you re-import one, it won't cause any crashes or undefined behavior when placed in the world. So, and then one final thing to note here for our GDTF importing, we've done a major structural change. So any GDTFs that have been imported in Flare 0.5.0 and you want to work in this one will need to be re-imported. In order to do that, you can just go up here to, let's go to our fixtures. You go to Imported GDTF. We can delete this by pressing the delete key. I'll hit confirm, and then I can just go through and import the same GDTF again. Once you do that, you should be able to load up any shows that have a reference to those, and it'll all be fine. So just something to keep in mind, but we're making some structural changes in the back end that will make this process, well, provide us more features and or possibility to create more features in the future. So that is all that we have for this release. We're super excited to bring this to you. Please let us know if you have any suggestions or comments. Please reach out to us on the Discord or through email. We're here to support you guys, and so thank you very much for your time, and hopefully you enjoy this new release. Thanks. Bye.